Hathquaquile, Marie Natrall, Queensna, La'ansanat Queensa. I said, good day. My English name is Marie Natrall, and my ancestral name is La'ansanat, and it's a name that I share with my mother. I am Canadian, First Nations, Squamish and Northern Tutchone.
My name is Jerry Gibson. I was raised in Appalachia, basically in southwestern part of Virginia. I am of the Blackfoot tribe.
Family, to me, means that we are all related. And for me, as an Indigenous person, and how that is influenced is we go back 7 generations in our family to say who we're related to. So it's not just having family, our immediate family, it's having our extended family as well. So knowing our history, our family trees, and where we come from. So for us as Native people, you know, when people talk about family trees and looking up through ancestry, we as Native people don't say we have trees, we have forests.
To me, family means everything. I was raised with 2 brothers and a sister. That's my mother when she was a young child in school, and you'll notice how she is dressed. She was forced to follow the dress code, and she had no other choice that she had to do that. That's my father, who was in the Army, and he gladly went into the Army to defend America.
My great-grandfather, who was in the First World War, it's a cultural value, and Native Americans see themselves as protectors of the land, which is why you have a high rate of Native Americans in the military. We have a lot of disparities in Native American communities all across the board with everything, with alcohol abuse, with substance abuse, with suicide, with homicide, with high rates of Native children in child welfare. My son's name is Jonah, and he had a new video that came out, and it's to bring awareness of the missing and murdered Indigenous women. He actually has a producer, and he made a music video. We can't think that these issues are going to disappear tomorrow, because it took hundreds of years for these issues to develop as a result of colonization.
This is my daughter. I lost her. It'd be a year ago, the 24th. She had a metabolic condition called OTC. The interesting thing about my daughter that I'd like to share with you is that she is 13 generations from Pocahontas. Pocahontas would have been her 13th grandmother. I was so proud of that, you know, and that was hard to take. I am the only living member of my family now, and it moves me into a different position. I now have to carry the leadership, the heritage, the name, the character, the things that my forefathers built. I have to now lead that into the future. And so, family is so very important.
I would like people to understand about my culture and my heritage, that we were an oppressed people, and we suffered a lot during colonization, especially with the boarding school experience. And so I think there's a lot of misconceptions, myths, and stereotypes that we have it easy as Native people, that we get our education paid for, you know, that we have a lot of benefits as being Native. I myself, I finance my own education. I think one of the main things that I would like people to know is that we're rebuilding ourselves as a people, learning our culture, rebuilding from our past, and seeing a rejuvenation of our culture in the next generations that are coming up. my proudest moment was completing my PhD in public policy through Walden University. And the reason why I say that is because we are and were an oppressed people. Because I'm from Canada, we had boarding schools, and my grandparents were a product of these boarding schools. So they only reached an education at the grade 5 and grade 2 level. And growing up, I was pretty much raised by my grandparents who told me to go to school. And they were visionaries, and they saw the value of education.
I'd like for people to know is the tragedies that we have gone through. You take the history books in schools, and there's nothing in there that shows about how when the railroad went across to the western part of our country, how that land was taken, how the wells were poisoned, how many languages have been totally lost.
On the positive note, we are resilient people. We're still here. We survived. And although there are a lot of disparities, there are a lot of Native Americans and First Nations in Canada that are making a difference in their communities.
And I think the only way, and I believe that the different tribes finally have realized that the only way that survival can exist is to work together.